Hey guys, today we're going to do a quick test drive and point of view review of this 2015 Audi A8L. Like I said, this is going to be a quick point of view test drive, an overview of some of the quick tech features of this car. As you've probably seen from my 340i point of view test drive, I've been trying to get my hands on a few more cars to do some reviews on. And I'm very fortunate that I was able to have the opportunity to take a look at this one. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here's the key. It's the standard Audi key of the time. Go ahead and open it up. And let's go ahead and check out the back seat. So because this is the A8L, I think this has about 8 extra inches of rear seat legroom. As you can see, it's absolutely cavernous back here. You have the various controls for the rear sunshade, the window for this side. You can also control the passenger side window there. This is for the tilt function of the rear panoramic sunroof. You have some beauty mirrors here with their respective LED lights. You also have the controls for the rear heated and ventilated seats, as well as the climate control as well. Okay, taking a quick look under the hood here, we have the 3-liter supercharged V6. I think it's around 330 horsepower, 325 foot-pounds of torque. It's connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's all-wheel drive. So we'll go ahead and start it up. Put your foot on the brake, hit the start button. Immediately, once you set off, you can tell that this is a very quiet vehicle. Like I said in the engine portion, you can barely hear any sort of engine noise whatsoever. It's a very potent power plant. It's very quiet. Okay, so we'll go ahead and merge onto the highway here. As you can see, this gets up to speed very quickly. The 8-speed auto really shifts through the gears well. I think this engine is absolutely plenty for this car. Like I said, it's about 330 horsepower. And like I said, this is a 2015, so it's kind of the mid-cycle. It was refreshed. The A8 was refreshed in 2014, I believe it was. This is the D4 generation A8. And for the refresh, you have the new heads-up display. It's kind of hard to see on camera. They updated the MMI here. I think it has 3G Plus now. And while it's certainly dated by today's standards, at the time, this was definitely cutting edge. It has all the technology features you could ever want. It has the blind spot monitoring, the heads-up display, like I said, forward collision warning. It has the active lane keep assist. This car is 6-7 years old now, and there's no squeaks, no rattles. Everything is put together really, really well. And I actually think the exterior styling of this generation A8 looks better than the current one. I'm not a huge fan of Audi's new corporate, single frame grille or whatever it is now. I think this has a really boxy, muscular stance. The ride quality is just fantastic. It's in the comfort ride quality setting right now. If you go into the car setting, and you can adjust the, I guess, the characteristics of the drivetrain and the suspension. Right now, like I said, it's in comfort, but in the individual setting, you can customize each of the respective parameters, like the engine, the transmission, and the suspension quality. So, for example, if you want the engine to be in its most, responsive setting, but the ride quality to be in its most comfortable, you can do that, and that's what the individual setting is for. So we'll go ahead and pull over here, change the camera angle to give you guys a better field of view of the driving experience here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get moving. I switched the camera angle around just to give you guys a better field of view of the actual driver cockpit here. If you can tell by my the amount of effort that I'm actually not giving to turn the steering wheel, you could tell that the steering is super light in this car. I can do it basically with one finger, and I believe it's electric power steering, not hydraulic. Okay, back on the highway. just accelerates so quickly for how big of a car this really is. I'm also working on my presentation skills for these car reviews, guys. This is my second one. I did the 340i point of view test drive as well, and that was kind of a rambling video because I was just trying to test out the GoPro mounts and stuff like that. This is kind of like my first legit shot at trying to take on these point of view reviews. So I'm open to any feedback, any other angles, camera angles you guys like to see on future cars that I review. Please let me know. With the 8-speed, you have the paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel here. They're these kind of cheap plastic things, but that's okay. But they respond really well. The 8-speed, like I have said many times already, is a beautiful transmission. It's basically used in almost every car now. I had a first generation dual clutch in my old 2010 Audi S4. And I was constantly amazed going back and forth between this Audi and, you know, an Audi that's a couple years older, and the different transmissions. You would think the dual clutch would shift so much faster and blah, blah, blah. This, like, is amazing of how, like, fast technology has progressed. And it's so much smoother as well, especially in, like, stop-and-go traffic. You can pick these up now. These D4 A8s, this is, like I said, the 3.0T. These have depreciated so heavily in value. I believe this one, when it was new in 2015, was $96,000, maybe $100,000, something crazy like that. And you could pick these up now. Like I said, this one has a bit more mileage at 85,000, but you could pick up like a 16 A8, which is like the last year of this generation with like 40,000 miles or something like that, for like 35 grand, which is like crazy for what you're getting. And like I was saying in the engine portion of this video, engine section I should say, the 3.0T is a very reliable engine from Audi. I would have no hesitation buying one of these if you're in the market with the 3.0T. Like I said, it's perfectly adequate. It's not a race car by any stretch of the imagination, but it certainly gets up out of its own way very quickly. This is a great, you know, value proposition if you're looking for, you know, a big daily driver that can, you know, seat forward very comfortably, has all the tech features you could possibly ever want. With the active lane keep assist, I'll try and demonstrate it here. You push this little button on the steering wheel, and there's a little green, like road, I guess you could say, that illuminates in the gauge cluster. And it's not, you know, Tesla autopilot standard. See, it's already kind of drifting out of the lane here. You know, goes from line to line in the respective lane, and kind of, you know, swerves in and out. It's not, you know, it doesn't really stay in the lane anymore. It just kind of bounces in between it. But hey, I mean, it was the first kind of iteration of this technology, you know, in 2015. The sound system, I believe, is a Bose system in here. It sounds okay. I kind of wish it had a bit of a higher, you know, it has good, I guess you can say, bass. I'm no audio expert by any means, but I had a Harman Kardon system in my S4, and that sounded a lot better than this. So I kind of wish they did include kind of maybe like a Bowers and Wilkins system, or like even a Harman Kardon like was in my S4. That about concludes the tour in the point of view review, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm really open to any feedback of you know, how to improve these videos and stuff like that. So please let me know. I really, like I said, appreciate you guys watching today's video. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much.